Hey everyone, what's up? Thanks for checking us out. We got another episode of Fore Dads Podcast today. Apologize, missed out one last week. I was out with COVID. My whole family got COVID, but we're all good now, and looking forward to getting into another episode tonight with Teeds and Don Julio. Let's jump into it right now. I know Julio's got a great topic that I'm really interested in talking about.
Sick. Awesome, dude. Well, I know you and I were talking off camera, talking about why doesn't the PGA offer fittings at events, and also how does the fitting work for PGA players? I thought it was a great topic to bring up because I know it's a lot. There's a lot of questions that come up out on the course between golfers and fathers like us who are always looking to get that extra little step up on our clubs. And to address that question, I think it's a really good question. I don't know why they don't offer that stuff. I definitely, I've experienced it from when I went to the AT&T, or actually the US Open at Pebble back in 2019. And we had a brief little, we were in a luxury booth, and we had an instructor who was there who was giving putter fittings. He was giving wedge fittings, iron fittings, driver fittings. Of course, everyone wants to know, how can I not slice the ball on my driver? So that was what everyone was asking. And it's kind of hard. I mean, your equipment's not going to fix that. As much as you may buy a draw bias club, it's not going to fix it. It's going to come down to the swing. But going back to the main question is, why don't they offer fittings? I think it's probably because there's only a certain amount of fitters for these golf companies that if they're gonna allocate their time to be there at the event, it's all business, right? And a lot of these events already make a shit ton of money by clothes sales, food and beverage, like admissions, photos, sponsorships, like network television time, commercials, everything that you could think of, they're making money off of just by the grass that you're walking on. So I just don't think that, I don't think that they really see too many people wanting to stop, especially since a lot of these events tend to have a lot of fun. You're drinking a lot, you're with your boys or you're with family, doing something. It's like there's always something else that's kind of grabbing your attention. But the fitting process is, I think everyone should get fitted. I think everyone should kind of go through that process, no matter if you're just starting the game or if you're a scratch golfer. There's always something you can adjust. One of the big ones that I've always known is loft and lies. Your lofts and lies are so imperative to have, because it keeps a consistency of where your miss is going to be. Keeps your shot dispersion a lot tighter compared to if you just took something off the rack and said, yeah, I got some sweet new clubs. Like, I'm 6'2", you're 6'2". Like, clubs are fit for your average person or your average man at about probably 5. I think the range for TaylorMade Callaway Titleist is anywhere from about 5'9" to 5'11", with a wrist to floor ratio with a wrist to floor of 46, is where you could comfortably swing that club. Now, for guys like us, we're looking at 48, right? We're looking at 48 to, 47 sometimes. That's a big adjustment. That's half an inch longer that we would need. So if you can get started in the right direction, your game will come along, and you will see that your clubs will be a lot more consistent across all shots, even your missed shots. You're just going to see that they're getting up in the air better, they're sounding better off the club face, and you're not missing shots 100 yards right or 120 yards with a duck hook to the left. That's the whole purpose of a fitting. I mean, you just got some new clubs. Did you get fit for them?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, for my irons, I went to my local shop out here, Roger Dunn. Got fitted. The only downside is where I got fitted with, they did it off a turf mat, and I cannot hit irons off a mat to save my life. It just f's with my mind. I can hit them fat. You can't really tell. There's no give on the grass, and I want that true feel. For the most part, it all worked out. But if I ever do get fitted again in the future, it'll definitely be somewhere where I'm hitting off of grass to get that
you're a
true
country
feel.
club guy. You're a country club guy. That's what
I might be at heart, dude. But in terms of fitting and having it at a PGA Tour event, I'm just thinking of like all the kids out there who like they're new to the game. Their dad might be the ones that are into it. They're not into it, but they see, let's say, who's still in the PGA Tour nowadays, Victor Hovland, or
great name.
who else? Who else we got in there? I'm blanking, man. It's COVID brain, ain't no joke. Just other pros. They're actually seeing people that are really good at golf hit balls for the first time, just extremely pure, making it look so effortless. And nothing would turn someone onto a game than watching that. I still remember watching Tiger the first time in person. The only tournament I ever went to was I think a Target Invitational that Tiger hosted back in like Thousand Oaks, back in like the mid to early 2000s. My dad got tickets, and just like I remember watching Jim Furyk hit, and that guy's got like the funkiest swing, but he made it look just so smooth that you're just like, you kind of get like turn on playing. You're like, okay, dude, I really want to do this. This looks fun. He makes it look fun. And what's not better to have a young kid not just watching the game and getting interested in there, but hey, Dad, can I try and get fitted, or can I like take a look at a club or try this or that, and then boom, like that kid is hooked. And I feel like it'd be a great opportunity. I'm not saying you'd be making a lot of money.
Oh, you would.
But
you know that the markup would be crazy on them. I mean, I remember working in the working at a green grass country club. Like, we would say, or we would sell them at cost, but then we'd have like a 25% markup just because of the services of like, one, we have to pay the fitter who's coming out, two, that or who's to be there, and then on top of that, here's the one thing that kind of has always been a big frustration for me when it comes to fitting, especially when you're going to a country club or you're going to an event, right? They have bookings. You know that there's going to be people who are going to book and pay ahead of time. But then there's always that group that comes in who didn't book. They'll tell you like, yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't know, I wasn't really sure. Now that I see it, I think I want to move forward with it. And these companies will only send one person with the entire event. Knowing that this this is a super consistent issue across every club that you go to, you should send two people. I mean, that shit's heavy too. Like when you're talking about all the shaft options, you're talking about all the graphite, all the irons, all the wedges that are there. That's heavy stuff. And then you got to bring out the fitting like toolbox where it has all the heads, right? It has all the descriptions of what it is, and then you got to go and screw them in. You lose tools. Then you got to bring out like the impact tape, the lie tape, everything.
And the board, maybe.
It's
the board.
A lot of stuff, dude. It is a lot of stuff. So they should bring more people. I mean, there should be like, okay, for those that book ahead of time, knowing that like Titleist, right? Titleist is coming to, let's just say, your course, Dragonfly, right? They got 50 spots to fill, which is a shit ton of fittings, but they got 50 spots, half an hour fitting. They bring in their top guy to do the scheduled fittings. The dude who is like probably runner up to that guy does the walk-ins. Now you're making double the business, and you're also still giving a memorable experience from a sales point of view of like, hey, my guy took time here. Let me get your phone number. Let me reach back out to you. We can discuss a little bit more. We can do a virtual fit, whatever it may be, right? So I'm just saying, like, there's so many different things that like I've always felt in the golf industry that because it's your golf is ran by our grandpas, right? It's not really seen to our demographic now, right? It's still very like suit and tie, tuck your shirt in, right? Got to wear pants, comb your hair, have a
Pants.
fresh shave, right? Or the old saying that like my buddies would always joke around with, right? Which is, golf means gentlemen only, ladies forbidden, right? So it's like, it's that old
Right.
Scotland type of mindset that you have when it comes to some of these golf courses and the people that run them. I mean, very rarely have I gone to a course where I'm running into a dude who's like 37 years old, 20 something years old, who's done with the PGA and has their 1-star PGA management, certification. Like, you never see that. It's a guy who's put in the time. He's been in the industry for 40 plus years. Finally is like the director of golf at some spot. And he's like, I've made it. I'm cruising. I'm making $250,000 a year. I'm cruising. Like, anything else is just a bonus. Right. So, you forget about, you tend, when you're in that type of position, you tend to forget about, your cash cows, which is your members, right? Those dues get more and more expensive every year. So it's kind of like, you got to do what you can to retain them, keep them going, keep them happy, right? It's not just going to be tournaments. It's not just going to be like, oh yeah, here, we're giving 25% off on the pro shop. Dude, you already have a member's price, and then you have like their guest price, right? So it's like, there's really not much more you can do. But what you can do is, when you're bringing in new clubs, when you're bringing, other vendors in to come check out their stuff, like, get some advocates, get some club advocates, let your board, kind of boost it up, get to that younger demographic. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Going back to your question, kind of a little big backtrack here, but it's kind of, your question, why wouldn't they not sell it at a PGA event? It's kind of asking the same thing in baseball. Why wouldn't Mizuno show up and advertise their new gloves? Why isn't Wilson there with their new A2000s and showing the gloves of the players that are on the field, right? Why isn't Rawlings there? Like, it's kind of the same.
Could you imagine,
dude?
Could you imagine if they were there? It's like,
bro,
you didn't bring a glove to the game? Oh, well, here we go. I got you. How you going to catch a foul ball? I got you. It's like the easiest sales pitch ever for a kid to be like, Dad. And it's like, well, a beer's $20, a glove's $300. Okay, I think we could.
We're already $1,000 deep just on the train. Right over here. But no, I mean, exactly my point. It brings up a lot. Like, think about basketball games. Like, maybe in the club sections, right? You got different shoe vendors. Nike for Lakers games with LeBron. You got Jordans there. You got Puma for LaMelo. You got you got all these different brands. Why not? Well, the whole thing is that they want everyone to focus on having a good time, consuming as much alcohol as possible, eating as much food as possible, going into their little pop-up shops that they can go and buy. Like, I mean, I'm sure, like, this shirt, Cutter Buck, you could go and get this, just itself without the C on it or without the Michigan, and go get it for maybe $5. But because they threw the Michigan and they got the Cutter C, now it's a $75 throw over, just like that.
Man,
it's the power of branding, man.
Are you a fan of wearing polos that have the Country Club logo on it, or are you kind of person that doesn't like wearing Country Club logo polos?
It's a great question. That's a great question. I proudly will wear a Country Club logo on my shirt because it's like, that it's a pristine club, and it's always a conversation starter. What about you?
I mean, well, for that, do you wear them at the country club you're playing at, or do you wear those at other places that you wear?
I mean, even if it's like a super nice, a super nice like public course, I'll wear them anywhere. I mean, it's like I said, it's a conversation starter. Some people, you never know where they're from. Right. They'll be, oh, hey, you're wearing a Fountain Grove logo, right? Have you played there? Yeah, I have. And then they're like, dude, what did you think? Now you're talking about how great this course was, how great of an experience you had,
Right.
And who knows, maybe that person, has that kind of money to go and say, hey, yeah, I'll drop $100,000 on that membership and then have $3,400, a month dues. I like it. I like what that kid said about it, Just saying.
I mean, yeah, me personally, I've always been against it, and it's not, I don't know why. Maybe just I'm not a part of Country Club or something like that. But I feel like if I were to get up one of those polos, that has a country club, unless it's one that I really like. Like if it's like a Pebble Beach, it's totally different, you know. But like a local one here, I don't know. I just feel like I can only wear it not to too many places, and I'd rather not have a logo on there and just wear it out to church, wear it out on a date, or wear it out really any golf outing. I don't know. I'm just not. I've never really been for it. Anytime I'm on eBay scrounging through, checking out what polos are up, and I see that there's a logo, I'm like instantly like, nah, because I don't want to be that guy that can get a logo, a polo cheap, and then they're like, oh my gosh, you played at like Fountain River Springs? No way. And I'm like, where is
You
that?
played at
Like,
Cypress
I just
Point?
bought this off. Yeah, it's like I just got this on eBay like for like $10. Like I have no idea where this is.
Yeah.
I like the shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I know it might be different one day if I ever do join a country club. But I know for now, I probably have about like, which isn't a crazy amount, maybe like 20, 21 polos of FootJoy.
Yeah.
Literally, I cover the whole red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Like I have it all just assorted perfectly. And I love it, dude. FootJoy is my favorite kind of polo. I love the feel of those.
Yeah.
Love it. But I hate the prices.
So I don't, only the courses that I absolutely love will I buy a shirt that has its logo. Okay. And it's a very select few. I mean, I have a lot from when I worked in the golf industry. So
well, that's different.
All the country clubs that I went to, I have them, but I never really wear them out as much as I did. Right. Like I even have like Scotty Cameron Circle t-shirts that like I've probably only worn maybe 5-6 times. Like that's it, And those ones I feel like you're super pretentious because it has like the big Titleist logo on it. It's got the big circle T on the collar. Then you see the little dog, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" Especially like my dad makes a joke, and every time that we'd go play, every time I'd take him out to go play a country club, we always got paired up with like an Oriental couple, and I'd hit like my first shot, and like the guy would always be like, "Oh, you pro?" And I'd be like, no, no. Shot. It was like to the T, like even to the point where my dad was like, I bet you $10 if you smash this ball down the fairway, that guy's gonna look back and be like, oh shit, you crawled. And sure enough, it worked out every time, and we just used to get a crack out of it. But I will say, where I spend a huge amount of my money when I go play courses is ball markers and hats. Ball markers and hats all day. I can't tell. I have literally like a Crown Royal purple bag full of like all the ball, like, and I'm talking like the good ones, not like the plastic ones. I'm talking like the metal PX,
the heavy ones.
What is it? The PNG or whatever. I can't think of what they're called. It's the super
pins and aces,
huh?
Not pins and aces.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's
pins and aces.
It's the suit like this, or it's not PXG, it's PGX or something like that. It's like the super nice ones. I always grab those. Like I have so many. You've seen my bag. It's even to the point, like even with like with stuff like this. Even to the point with stuff like this, with swag. Like I'm always ready to go with stuff like that, dude. Like the accessories, bro. The accessories I spend. I don't even think twice about it. I mean, yeah. I mean, I remember even for my bachelor party when I went to TPC Scottsdale, like.
Oh yeah.
I bought like the little tiny ball marker that's just like the magnetic one, and then I bought the big one, and then I got like 2 hats, and I was like come back home, and I'm like, I don't even know why I bought this. I'm not even gonna like wear it, but the ball marker I'm gonna use, right? So I was like,
right,
Right. So yeah, dude, ball markers for sure, because the reason why I go ball markers is there's not a lot of people that you're gonna get paired up with who are like, whoa, hey, you have a Pebble Beach like stamped ball marker? Have you played out there? No one looks at it because no one really fucking cares. At that point, everyone's so
right. I mean, it's a collector's thing, dude. I mean, like it's a way to collect things. How some people collect shot glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I used to travel with my wife, everywhere we visited, for me, I would just get a golf ball. of like we went to Sweden. I got a golf ball with Swedish flags on it.
Yeah.
We went to Colorado. I got we went to the stadium of the Colorado Rockies. I got a golf ball with the Rockies logo. We went to Manchester. I went to the Manchester United. Got a Manchester United logo. Chelsea soccer, Chelsea logo. And so that's my way of showing like, oh, this is where I've been, instead of how people get shot glasses. Not my thing. I was like, hey, I found a golf ball once. I was like, you know what? Let's just get golf balls of everything. I mean, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, no one really does that. And yeah, I know for me, when going back to polos, like I am so bad with my polos where like I literally have some that are still have not been worn yet, but I'm still like on the hunt for other ones. I'm like, I love this one. I have a great outfit for it, but it's not the right time. It's getting too cold. This is more of a summer polo. I got to wait for the summer to heat back up. This is more of a cooler winter polo where I might be able to rock it in the winter with a shirt off, with a jacket off, but we'll see. And it's bad because I'm still looking for polos.
That's a little too much. I mean, I don't like the furthest that I'll go is like if I go on golf trips, I will purposely not take hats, or I will purposely not take a shirt, because I know like, hey, I'm going to go there. I'll throw my, my windbreaker on, or just my little throw over, and I'll go in the pro shop, find a shirt, put it on for the day. Just, hey, there it is.
Man, I can't do that, dude. I got to have everything fixed. I got to plan every single thing out.
So to that point, I typically will go with like neutral colors. If I know that I'm going to be going and getting a shirt, like I will wear black. Sense. I'll wear black shorts with my white shoes. I'll wear khaki shorts with white shoes as well. Like I do my best to find stuff, but ultimately though, it's like, look, if it's not the best shirt, it's all right. It's whatever. Like it's about the memory of it, So
yeah, but my memory is like, if I'm recording myself, I got to make sure that, I'm looking good, because I'm going to be on camera. Even though there's only going to be 5 people that watch it, I want to make sure that if that thing blows up, in the slight chance that I look all right, and like, like for me, FootJoy pants are like the most expensive thing, or just pants in general, I guess, golf pants, and I was not, I did get one kind, I think it was like the five pocket pants. That was like the more common one, but the pocket was like horrible. You put in a scorecard and your scorecard sticks out like 3/4 of it. Makes it look terrible. Yeah. So I ended up selling these pants, finding just some other cheap ones that were crazy baggy, like made myself look like I was a big husky dude. But I ended up getting them all fitted, or tailored for like $20. And dude, it looks so much better now.
Bro, you should look at Fabletic pants. Like if you're just looking for something comfortable and something that goes with everything, look at Fabletics or Bird Dogs. They are great.
I've heard of them all, but like I'm so OCD, dude. It's got to be either FootJoy or Titleist. I'm so OCD. Like literally, my socks, FootJoy. My shoes, FootJoy. The only thing that's not are the belts, because belts can be so dang expensive, and you can find such cheaper versions of them on eBay for like $10. No one will ever call me out for a belt. Like, oh my gosh, is that a fake woven belt? No one will do that. No, at least not yet. But everything else literally is either Titleist or FootJoy, and it is bad.
I'd be concerned if somebody was like, "Is that a fake woven belt?" Like, why are you looking at my crotch area so much, bro?
Excuse me, sir. Can you please refrain from looking around that area of my body? I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Do I have to call it?
You can play through. Yeah, you can play through, sir.
Weird. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot more than I definitely think about. I mean, as long as I feel like, hey, I look good, cool. I'm out. Like even my wife said, like, so for her bachelor party, she went to her and her girlfriends all stayed at the Wynn, and they went down for breakfast, right? And the Wynn golf course it's pristine, dude. It is a beautiful course. And when they went down for breakfast, she was like, oh my God, we saw these guys come down. And she was like, they were like fancy dress. She's like, they were wearing this company called like Bad Birdie. They were like, these guys
Yep.
were like dressed to the nine. And I was like, yeah, baby. I was like, did you have a good time looking at those dudes? And she was like, no, but she's like, I'm just saying, like, she's like, even when you go out, she's like, there's like a very few times where like I've seen you like everything you're wearing is like you look phenomenal. She's like, normally you just go out and you just do your thing. I was like, yeah, because I'm just playing golf, like, you know. But she goes, like, these guys, she's like, their shirts were all like super fitted. Their pants were like, you know, where one guy was wearing like these nice joggers, the other guy was wearing these nice like khaki pants. They had their hair all combed. I'm like, shit, if I'm going golfing, like, I'm just letting my hair just flop. I'm not even worried about
It's
it.
in a hat.
Yeah, it's in the hat.
Yeah.
Like, what's the whole point? And she was just like, she's like, yeah, me and all the girls were like, what kind of golfers are those? And I was like, I guarantee you, those guys probably shot like 100 on that course, though.
Yeah, at the least, right? At the least. Oh,
so
man.
I mean, I don't know. I've always, and I am a little bit more of a bigger, huskier guy. So like a lot of these new clothing that comes out is a little bit more like skinny fitted, like tailored. And I'm like,
right,
that shit doesn't fit for me. Like my buddy swears by Bonobos, saying that it's like the best fitting pants you'll ever wear. I'm happy with my golf pants being Lululemons. Like, you know, they got the ABC technology, the anti-ball chafing shit for hot days. They're great, bro. I love those pants. I have 4 pairs. I got a khaki pair, I got a black pair, a blue pair, and then the other one is like a lightish coal, so like a silver, basically.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, so I wear those, like, and I'm totally fine with it. But like I used to be a big Travis Matthew guy. Travis Matthew pants were thin, they were warm, they were, you know, they were flexible. I loved it. But then all of a sudden it was like when you start wearing them out and, you know, the backs kind of start to get a little bit softer, they just would slide down my ass all the time. I'm like, this sucks. Like, how much tighter I have to make my belt, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear. I mean, the crazy thing is, like with my OCD before FootJoy, like I had always liked FootJoy polos. I feel like the look at them, the colors that they would come out with are like kind of soft, you know, like they're probably more country clubbish, you know, than any other polo, especially compared to like bird dogs that are more like boom, like like loud at you.
Yeah.
I could never wear their stuff because they had the worst shoes ever. They had the ugliest. FootJoy had in my opinion, before 2021, they came out with the Tarlo and what the other brand that the other version that what's his name wears, Justin Thomas.
The Contours.
The Contour series. Yeah, before those, like they just looked like you're rocking
old man shoe,
a nurse shoe,
Yeah.
So a comfortable shoe that a nurse would wear to work, and they just look horrible.
Cloth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They just look so bad. And they were for like $300. And for that time, I was all Nike. I literally was all Nike. As like literally Nike hat. You saw Nike hat, Nike pants, Nike shoes. I had like 4, my favorite golf shoe ever, still to this day, are the G Tour, the Nike Roche G Tour. So beautiful, so comfy, great colors. But as soon as they dropped those Tarlos and I saw those, sold everything Nike. Went all in with FootJoy and Titleist.
Bro,
and then now I got everything Titleist clubs too.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm gonna end this conversation for you real quick on what's the best shoe. G4s are by far the best golf shoe you will ever wear. I'm telling you,
they look nice. They look nice.
If you get G4, bro, you'll never wear another golf shoe ever. I just turned my buddy onto him, and he's like, I don't know what I've been doing this whole time. I'm like, playing shitty golf. Now you walk on shitty golf courses with great shoes.
But like, what about the creases? The creases, because they don't have like the toe caps, right?
They don't have the
so
toe
that's
caps,
my concern too.
I mean, they do come with the shoehorn pieces, so you can put the slides back in. But I mean, if you take them out, you take care of them just like a normal kind of like dress shoe. Bro, they really don't crease much at all. I mean, especially if you're tightening them up properly, like it's really good leather. But the inside, like the sole of the G4 inside or the insert, is that's the magic of the shoe. Like it literally is like this. It's like it's like a Tempur-Pedic mattress. It just forms to your foot, and that's like the
Hmm.
biggest seller. Is like if you're walking courses, which I don't walk that much, but walking from like tee box to golf cart, just being a lazy fuck. It's like, dude, I feel like I'm walking on pillows. It's great. And the nice thing is too is like because they're zero drop shoes, right? So they're flat and across the entire bottom, unlike Nikes where you have like a little bit of a heel, push up.
Yep.
You have like like for the Roches, for an example, you have like the rounding of the shoe on the sole.
Yeah.
So when you get
Mhm.
over to your right side or to your left side, it kept your balance a little better. All that bullshit. But these are flat, so you can feel the ground. And for those that like to walk out their putts, you can kind of feel where the putt's going to be going, or the ground. They're
Mm.
great. I mean, I love them. I love them.
Well, there's no way to try them, huh?
Well,
It's just you have to buy them,
so
and there's
I
no like
think
store you can
Roger.
go
I
into.
think Roger Dunn may have them, but like,
Not the one I worked at, dude. They're so cheap.
oh yeah, okay.
I know the guy. I know the guy who was their purchaser, and he's like, I only get stuff that I know will sell, and he doesn't even have Titleist, the good stuff.
Maybe like,
Or sorry, FootJoy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the next time you're up here, you can go over to like PGA Superstore or like golf,
Oh, they sell them
or
there.
Golf Galaxy, or even
Mm.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Sometimes they have them there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know they're advertised on their
Definitely have to
website,
check that
but
out.
I don't know if they're I don't know if they're actually in store.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a good little spiel on clothes and stuff like that. I know there definitely are those people that love those country club polos and showing, hey, this is the country club that I'm a part of. I'm wearing this anywhere. And there are people like me that are like, yeah, I'd rather not. Mainly because I can't afford a country club membership right now. Uh, but yeah, I know with the whole quick little transition really quickly with the whole World Cup that's been going on, the whole spiel that they're going to serve alcohol the whole time. We're going to serve alcohol as long as you give us the World Cup in Qatar or however you pronounce it. And then 3 days later, before the World Cup starts, they ban the sales of alcohol. I thought that was freaking ridiculous. And not only that, but the amount of people that were like, you got to respect Qatar, man. It's their culture, it's their country. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, but at the same time, they did promise all these other cultures, all these other countries, all these other people that were going to be visiting there, that bought tickets, bought flights to be there, that there was going to be alcohol. So
Let's
not only was that kind of frustrating,
I didn't hear
but
about
then
that.
you have
I
Budweiser.
didn't hear about that till now.
You got Budweiser as a sponsor.
Oh, they had Budweiser as a sponsor. Well,
Well, Budweiser's a sponsor. Yeah, and they just tweeted today. They had like this massive warehouse of beer, and it says whoever this beer will be here for the winning team. Whoever takes home the crown, you'll get all this beer.
so I mean, I think that is true. You do have to respect the culture, but at the same time, it's
Of
like,
course.
are you really going there for the beer? Or are you going for the experience? I mean, I feel like something.
No, but I mean, yeah, but if okay, if you're, yeah, okay. I mean, it's part of it for anywhere you go. But my only thing is the fact that they just straight up lied and we're like, yeah, we'll host it. Well, as long as we host the World Cup, we'll have beer. That's fine. And then 3 days, not even a month before, where people might have been able to back out of their tickets, they're like, oh, by the way, you're here. Oh, sorry, we're not going to sell alcohol anymore. And I know obviously you have people like, you can't watch a game without beer. No, of course not. I do it all the time. You can do it, but like
I mean, are they allowing?
people,
I
that's
mean,
part of.
who's to say? Who's to say that like someone isn't coming with an hydro flask full of alcohol, full of tequila?
Dude, you don't do that in a Muslim-run country with their laws, man. They are so
Well, who's to
strict.
say?
You're gonna end up worse than Brittany Griner, dude.
Yeah, I mean, still, but who's to say someone's not trying? Right. The worst case scenario.
Oh yeah,
Worst case scenario is
yeah. No, I agree.
pour it out. But again, it's like you just said. It's a Muslim country. Like you have. That's the culture.
I would be so scared to try and pull something like that
Yeah.
that I would be like done for and like never leave there. But I mean, I was trying to get into that by talking about Garrett Bale because I know he is apparently a huge golfer, and I just saw Golf Now. I think yesterday or the day before they posted about Gareth Bale golfing with like videos of him golfing. He played at TPC Sawgrass, loved it. And he's a huge golfer, and he set up a freaking golf simulator at his hotel so he can get some swings in. Apparently, they have a rule where they're not allowing him. The Welsh team isn't allowed to play golf because obviously it could take energy. You're there for the World Cup. But he found a workaround to literally set up a legit golf simulator so he gets some swings in.
That's beautiful. Man.
I thought that was
that's an awesome luxury. I mean, shit, I would love to do that. I wish I could go into like hotels and just be like, oh well, I know I'm here for business, but I know I'm gonna be up until 2 a.m. I'm gonna play. I wish I could.
And to have a room that's big enough to do that,
yeah.
to have a room that's big enough to set that up, because those beds are like concreted in,
yeah.
So like you can't like move them over a little bit to give you some room for a simulator.
Come on, a guy like that, I mean, he's not going to be staying in just a standard room. He's probably got a presidential suite, staying in like the suite,
a 2-twin room.
Yeah, he's probably got one of the best hookups there. But since you just mentioned TPC Sawgrass, dude, did you hear how much it is to play there now?
Is it like $1,000? Isn't it like something for $500?
They came up to like $800 now. $800, and just this year, I went out to Shadow Creek in Las Vegas, which is Shadow Creek it's like the course. It's one of the best ones. And when I like went out to see if I could get a tee time, the lady looked me dead in my eyes and said, "Yeah, we can book you for just a single, no problem. That'll be $1,500." I got right back in my Uber and went all the way back to my hotel.
Is there a payment plan?
Yeah,
for this,
do you guys have a firm?
Let me call my credit card to see if I can add some credit to my credit card.
No, I was like, I looked at it and was like, I'm sorry, did you say $1,500? She goes, yes, $1,500. She's like, we can get you out right now. And I'm like,
does it include a lunch, a dinner, a hotel stay for a week, a couple massages, and around tomorrow, or is this just like straight out the door?
Dude, I have no idea, but I was mind blown,
flabbergasted.
Yeah, I was mind blown. I literally just said, "Okay, thanks for the information. I think I can catch my Uber just in time." Got the guy just as he was about to pull out the driveway, and I said, "Here, hold on, I'm gonna book you for another ride back." He was like, "Oh, like what happened?" I'm like, "I'll tell you about it on the way." And it was just the craziest thing I've ever heard. Craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
but then later that afternoon, I went out to the Wynn and spent $600 to go play.
Chump change.
Yeah, I was just
chump change.
I was like, well, that sounds a lot better than $1,500. And literally, the lady that was in the pro shop was like, "Oh, did you go out to Shadow Creek?" And I was like, "I did." She goes, "Yeah." She's like, "You'll be the only one out there." She's like, "But please do play fast because the week that I went, the NFL draft was going on that same weekend, right?" So they were like, "Yeah, please go, please go fast because we'll be having a tournament. We'll be having the NFL tournament right behind you. So everyone's gonna tee off a one, but they'll be moving quick. So try and get through it as quick as you can." I get out there, dude, and I did go to Shadow Creek like crack of dawn, like 7 a.m., just because I didn't make a tee time. So by the time I get back over, it's still 8. I had nothing to do until 3 o'clock that afternoon where I was meeting with customers. Went to the Wynn. The lady was super nice and was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like, here, $600. You can go to get out there." Now there, I got a sandwich. I got like a little swag bag. I got to meet JJ Watt, Zach Ertz, and TJ Watt. And the most embarrassing part about that, I see JJ. I look him dead in the face. And I'm like, "I know you from somewhere." I was like, "You're that guy from the league, right? Like I watch that show all the time." And he's like, "Come on, man. Give me your best guess at my name." And I was like, "I'm totally blanking." I was like, "I know who you are. It's like right on the top of my head." And and literally, dude, he goes, "All right, man." He's like, "Don't hurt yourself." He's like, "I'm JJ." And I was like, "JJ, it's such a pleasure to meet you, man." I said, "I heard about all the amazing things you did in Texas, how you helped out people in Arizona." I was like, "Dude, you're the man. Like, I'm sorry I spaced on your name." And then maybe a minute later, his brother comes walking out, right, with Zach Ertz. And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "That's TJ." And he looks at me and he goes, "You fucking remember TJ, but you can't remember JJ?" And we just started laughing. I'm a big guy, but holy
Mm-hmm.
smokes, it was like being hugged by the Hulk, dude. Like he pulled me in. I mean, I felt like I was like a needle. Like I felt like I was like my daughter. Just this little tiny thing, just like, hey, and I was, oh, hey there, big fella. And then yeah, then I meet all those, and then I get out to the first tee and I see Michelle Wee just right there. Hey, how's it going,
No
Michelle?
way.
It was great, dude. It was so cool. And then as I'm coming off 18, I see like Terry Bradshaw, saw Jerry Rice, um, Steve Young. What was that guy, number 88 for the Cowboys? He was in the
Terrell Owens,
no, not Terry. No, Terrell.
Des Bryant. Oh, Michael Irvin.
Yeah, Mike Irvin. Yeah, saw him, and I was just like, wow, I was like, that's cool. But of course, like I couldn't like go over and say hi because they had all this security there, and
Right.
I was just like, wow. I was like, all right, well, that was cool. And I was like, perfect, Ron. So I'm gonna go back into my room, take a shower, and then I got meetings all day. So it was great.
Oh
It was
man,
great.
that is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping this year to be able to go to the Pebble Beach Pro Am. Um, and I know you usually go with your dad, right?
Oh yeah.
Every year.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
that's gotta be
February, I think, right?
dude. Let's go together.
We can definitely plan on going together. I know, like I said before, one of my buddies is interning and works at Pebble Beach, and I was texting him and I was like, "Yo, dude, like, can you hook up with some tickets? Like, whether I have to pay or free, I prefer free, but you let me know. Like, I'd just love to go because even Stephanie's like, Carter will be close to one around then. I think it'd be fun to walk him around out there at the golf course. You know, you have celebrities, you have, if there are pro golfers, they're really relaxed, having a good time with the fans. And it's Pebble Beach. It's a beautiful area, Carmel, and I know if we did go, I know it'd definitely be a few day event and we could talk after this about it more. But I think it'd be a lot of fun because actually a couple days ago, the height of COVID, when I had the height of COVID back on Wednesday, I believe it was, um, I was signed up for trying to get tickets for the 2023 U.S. Open at LA.
Mm-hmm.
Got the email. All right, log in at this time. It'll be like a lottery. You see if you can get tickets. If you could, good luck. Freaking dying over here. Just in bed, laying down, like exhausted. Like, okay, like come on, load, taking forever. And I didn't get chosen. Freaking pissed. I was really trying to get some tickets because it's in LA. The closest for me is either LA or San Francisco. For you, obviously the Bay Area. But I mean, like the fact that it's in LA, hopefully it wouldn't be as hilly at the LA Open. But just being able to go to a U.S. Open, I thought would be such a fun event to go to. Yeah. And struck out on that. So hopefully they said there's a second option, a second attempt that comes up. So that'd be pretty cool if I can get some tickets to that. But yeah, I struck out during COVID and I was like, dang, I just wasted about like 30 minutes when I could be napping right now.
This sucks. I struck out during COVID to get out there and go play. Like I had the chance to go play Spanish, Pebble, and Poppy with a friend of mine who he lives out there on 17 Mile Drive. Like his house overlooks, I think, like the 14th hole. And he was like, yeah, dude, he's like, someone just bailed. And I believe it was like March. It was literally like the height of our work. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, let me see if I can move some meetings around. Sure enough, it was just like, I couldn't move anything. I was screwed. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I have to miss out. He's like, please. He's like, I'll bring my Wi-Fi box so you can play. Like, I will bring, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I can't be out there. I have to be on video for these. Like, I can't.
You could have one of those cool little green screens in the back.
Literally, yeah.
And just
And this guy, I mean, this dude probably would have had his own golf cart that probably had something like that. I guarantee you, he's a good friend of mine. Huge investor. I mean, he's doing pretty well for himself. And I just was like, I'm not going to make it. He was like, dude, he's like, I will come and get you now and you can just stay at my house. I'm like, I really appreciate it, but I there's no way. Like, I can't.
I got to pay the bills. I
even that. I knew that if my boss were to see that, like, I was out doing that, like, he probably would have lost it on me. He on a customer call, I would have been let go. There's no doubt.
It's
Yeah,
Pebble.
exactly.
It's Pebble.
Exactly.
Come
So,
on.